So my opinion on the CIO role, and it's not based on as much history as you have, but I sense, although lots of CIOs want to kind of move into the CEO, COO role, capabilities, my sense is that CIOs really need to get more technical today. And I'm basing that on, like you say, information system security is massively important, and it's incredibly technical. And there's a lot to do with that. We're dealing with things like infrastructure and networks and wireless and the cloud and very technical things, and there's no one else in the organization to do that. At the same time, you see users becoming incredibly sophisticated in their understanding. If you'll remember when we started, we had to teach someone how to use a mouse or a keyboard. I mean, that was not...
Typing was novel.
And now, they're telling us what they want to do with the systems. The systems are more sophisticated and their capabilities to modify those systems are growing. So I'm sort of under the impression that CIOs need to be really rooted in technology and solve that problem for the business. I think I'm in the minority on that. What do you see?
Oh, I would agree with you, Mark. I think, anytime you put the C-suite, Chief Financial Officer, Chief Medical Officer, Chief Information Officer, there is a domain that you have to master, whether it's finance or the practice of medicine, et cetera. And there's an operation that you have to run and make sure it runs well, because finance has a function to fulfill and it's got to work pretty well. And so is the CIO had better understand the technology, because that's a domain that they bring to the table. Now they ought to be able to communicate in ways that folks understand this, that, and the other. But I do think you have to understand security, and it's become a much more problematic arena now than it was 10 years ago. And the ubiquity of the technology, and and how do we leverage mobile devices where everybody has their own, et cetera. You got to understand how to do that. So I would agree with you that you not only need a strategic understanding, but you also have a function that better make things secure and it better manage this ubiquity of devices, et cetera. So I think you're absolutely correct.